There isn't a lot of webcams when you start streaming. Matter of fact, your first webcam will either be something you found in your basement, your laptop webcam, or matter of fact, your phone. The reason why I'm making this video is because I found a cool one. It's called the Aukey PC-LM1E. And the reason why I'm using this instead of my phone is, well, because phones suck. Now, this is a super controversial take because some people, like here's Heller for example, or even EpocCam, would tell you that it essentially is the best camera you can have. Using your phone, which has not only a great front-facing camera, but a superb rear-facing camera instead of a standardized webcam, is much better. However, phones have their limits. Phones have batteries. Phones overheat. And usually people like you and me don't really have a spare device or $100 to buy a used iPhone 6s. So what I did is essentially show you a comparison of all three of those. First, a basement webcam that I actually had lying around in this apartment when I started streaming. The second one is the phone camera. Matter of fact, I am using my iPhone 6s and the front cam of it to record this video right now. And last but not least, the Aukey PC-LM1E, a $40 USB webcam that actually supports 1920 by 1080p at 30 FPS, and at a super wide angle. Gear reviews isn't really something I do on this channel a lot, because, surprise surprise, I don't have a lot of gear. But this channel is also about, making it with what you have. So if you really want to see a good cam for $40 US, continue watching. So I actually did the review portion of this video before I did this intro, and I kinda don't like the review portion, so I'm just gonna talk over it, like a real YouTuber. First up is, well, the basement webcam, the one I found somewhere lying around. It's a Canon webcam 43R. It's an old webcam, and its max supported resolution is 640 by 480. It's horrible and has a super narrow field of view. I have no idea why people stuck to my channel with this cam, but yeah, it did happen. The second device that I'll be showing you is an iPhone 6s. The iPhone 6s came out in 2015, and it is still surprisingly a good device, especially thanks to Apple's constant iOS support for it. It's still not dead, baby. Some of you probably noticed the super wide angle I have on, this cam, and it's essentially a clip-on lens. It costs $1 and makes your camera ultra wide. You do lose some fine detail, but it's for your stream. Come on. However, there are some issues I have with using your phone as a webcam. First of all, it's a phone. Like all phones, it gets hot with prolonged use, especially if it's older. If it gets hot, it kills the battery life. And a majority of you don't actually have a secondary device to use. Yes, you can buy a used or refurbished iPhone 6s and use it like I do now. However, it's still a separate device that you need to connect to your PC every time you want to stream, and you will still have software issues. Now, I did have issues while recording this portion, most notably the device getting super hot and the video and audio being completely out of sync. So keep that in mind when considering your phone as a webcam. Also, not a lot of people have a secondary device, and some of you will actually use your main driver. Keep in mind that prolonged use of such an app can actually impact its battery life and performance in the long term. So if you're fine with it killing the longevity of your device, go for it. And last but not least, the Aukey LM1E. It is honestly a wonderful device which records at 1920 by 1080 at 30 FPS. And, which I'm sure you all noticed by now, a super wide angle lens. Now keep in mind that I do have 3 light sources, 2 lamps hitting the wall in front of me, as well as 1 single solitary ring light. And it's not even a big ring light, it's a small makeup/selfie ring light. But the cam with auto exposure on did a surprisingly good job. And as a matter of fact, you can tweak a lot of these settings to, make it more vibrant, sharper, etc, etc. It doesn't have autofocus, so if you really want to show something close up, you're in for a bad time. But all in all, it's a pretty good cam. It also doesn't support 60 FPS, not even 1080 nor 720p. However, the C920 also doesn't. With that said and done though, the camera performs exceptionally well in various lighting conditions. Matter of fact, it's kind of outperforming the iPhone 6s in low light. Okay, that's about it. My name is Jelly, and yeah, see you in the next one. Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen.